Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Okay, this weekend is going to be a good weekend. We are making fresh pinto beans. Super, super easy. I'm going to show you all the ingredients, even though today all we're going to do is soak our beans. Okay, so we're going to be making 4 pounds of beans because you know me, I love to use my vacuum sealer and freeze them so I don't have to make beans all the time. But I love beans. I can put them in all sorts of dishes and so easy to go to. And I also get a fresh product. I don't have to open a can or a bag of beans or, even though they're super delicious. I'm not going to tell a lie. I love my Rosaritas, but I prefer to eat a fresh bean because with these beans, I can make chili. These beans I can make just pintos for a nice Mexican dinner. I can make soup, and I can make refried beans, which I'm going to show you how to do that after we initially cook our beans. So I am going to do 4 pounds. Not everybody has to do 4 pounds. Like I said, they're gonna keep for a while. So now what I'm gonna do is basically fill this up with water. And I'm using cold water. So in my beans today, they're gonna soak for 24 hours. Tomorrow we'll get up and we'll start our beans. But what'll go in our beans tomorrow are 2 onions because I have 4 pounds of beans. There's gonna be about 8 garlic cloves, a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of oregano, and probably 2 tablespoons of my Knorr beef seasoning. And then I'm also going to take about half the bacon, chop it up small, and let it cook. I'm checking my beans right now. I do it this time of the day so that they will sit, and then I can go ahead and fill more water in the pot as I need. It'll bring all the skins that are already off the beans. It'll bring them up. Any defects in the bean, it'll bring to the surface, and I can skim through during the day. As it fills, or the bean expands, I'll add more water. And then tonight, just before I go to bed, I'll probably dump my pan, and then I'll go ahead and put fresh water in as well. So I'm going to see if we can't get a tilt in here so you can see the bean on how it is. So by tomorrow, when we come back, after I rinse them and fill water, the beans will be pretty high. Right now they're sitting at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're good to go. I am going to go ahead and put all this stuff away, but I wanted to show you what was going to go in my beans. Remember, you don't have to add meat. You don't have to do a meat byproduct or anything like that. I just like the smoked effect because that's how I grew up eating beans. You could do just a straight vegetable broth. It enhances the flavor. Or just use lemon pepper and stuff like that. But this is how I'm going to make mine. So now we're just going to let our beans just sit here all day and all night, and we'll be back tomorrow. Welcome back. I should say good morning to you. Okay, here's my beans. They soaked all night long. They were washed 3 different times and rinsed. I took all the skins that had come away from the pinto bean. Yesterday, it was about down here where the beans laid when I first put them in dry. Now they're all the way up here. So this looks really good. So I'm going to keep this right here on these beans. There's a lot of beans in here. There are 4 pounds of beans. Our family likes beans, and we eat a lot of beans. 4 pounds of beans fills this whole colander and makes a mound on top, just so you know. You don't have to make as many beans as I do, but I prep my meals, and I do like beans. Like for this, I'll show you a couple after I'm done boiling the beans, a couple things I'm going to do, or how I'm going to take 2 cups of beans here, 2 cups of beans here, and 2 cups of beans here, the different dishes I'm going to make. So we are ready to go. I have my stove top on. I'm going to put about 8 cloves of garlic in here. And I have 2 white onions just cut in half. And then I am going to go ahead and just get everything kind of stirred in right here. And then what I'm going to do is I have half the bacon. Like I told you, I went ahead and did half the bacon. Just going to go ahead and scoop. I've chopped it fine. I like fine bacon in my food. Sometimes I'm bad. I'll, just do the ham bone, and I won't take the time to cut it. But then I noticed later I pay for it, because when I go ahead and go back and use the bean, I have big chunks of ham in it. So I'm trying to be not so much in a hurry and do it really super small. And so that's what it looks like. And so that bacon's going to give it a great flavor. I'm just going to show you too. I've showed this on my channel before. This Goya ham packet, you could take one. I would take 2 of these if you didn't have bacon or ham, and you wanted something like that because it adds a smoke flavor to it. I would take 2 of these for 4 pounds of beans. If it was just 2 pounds of beans, I would only use 1. You don't need a super smoky, because sometimes you can overpower your beans with the smoke. So keep it simple. You can always add more. The most important thing is you have flavor now, and it's cooking, so you're good. So oregano, I'm going to take 2 teaspoons. Tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. Everything is table in this recipe. So oregano is 2 tablespoons. Cumin is 2 tablespoons. And my beef broth is 3 tablespoons. So 2, 2, and 3. I'm going to give it a mix. Now, let's talk about if you don't want any meat byproducts or any meat in your beans, make sure you use vegetable, or don't use any, but I would use a vegetable stock because it's going to give it a tremendous amount of flavor. I use my beans for many things, so I flavor what I like and how I like it, because I can change the flavor. Plus, you want a good base flavor if you're making chili, refried beans, rice bowls with beans in them. This does soups. This will already have your great flavor. You'll have it on hand, because sometimes, I would run out of a can of beans to make something I wanted. I always have beans in my freezer. I mean, I still get caught with no beans in my freezer because I'm too lazy to make them, but I want to make them from scratch and do it that way. So remember, you don't have to use any meat or meat byproduct for seasoning. Use vegetable seasoning, omit the meat, do however you would like. So everything is mixed in. I'm going to keep this on high, and it's going to come to a boil as soon as it comes to a boil, but mine's going to take longer, so I'm not going to keep you on camera because I have 4 pounds of beans in here, but I'm a serious one. When I'm doing big pots, I make a lot, and that way I don't make it for months. So then after it comes to a boil, I'll drop it to probably a medium low, because I want them to cook slower. It'll only take about 2.5 hours, maybe between 2 and 3 hours, because I have so many beans. And the only thing I'm going to be watching for is make sure my water doesn't drop. So what I'm going to do is I have 4 cups of water. I normally won't replace more than 4 cups of water, because then all my beautiful seasoning goes away. More water I put in, but I do have 4 pounds of beans. So if I have to use more to keep enough liquid in my beans, I will, but I'm going to start with 4 once I start boiling. So we'll be back as soon as the beans are done. Okay, welcome back. The beans are done. It took me about 3.5 hours, but I had 4 pounds of pintos that I was cooking. I want to take a bite. These are delicious. I've been trying them. These taste so good. You could taste the garlic. You could taste the onion. You could taste the bacon. You can taste the beef seasoning. I'm going to tell you something. These are absolutely fantastic. Super, super soft. Now, 2 things when I'm cooking beans. I add more water, and you can see here that there's a water line in my pot. And I never let the water line get too far, no more than about 1.5 inches, and then I fill it with more water. So coincidentally, I normally will go back and add another tablespoon, but I also check before I add anything else to my beans, I check the juice. Does it have the salt? Does it still taste like onion? Does it still taste like garlic? Does it taste like cumin, oregano, and all these good flavors? Right now, this bean here you could use as bacon and bean soup. It's that delicious. Add some carrots, you'd have something super fast. The reason I make so many beans at one time is because I eat a lot of beans. I want to have fresh beans. I don't want to have to stop and cook them, because trying to come home from work and make a fresh tostada with fresh refried, all I do is grab a cup of beans out of my freezer, put them on, smash them, we're good to go. This will make chili. It's that easy. Get a chili packet. You can have straight pintos. If we were to go to my freezer today, I have pork, I have beef that is already cubed, I have fresh white rice that's frozen. Now I have the beans, I have avocados, tomatoes, onions. I can make a dish right now in less than 30 minutes and it be super fast and super ultra fresh. So I encourage people to make some beans from scratch. Like I said, multitude of things to do with them and enjoy them. And like I said, you could actually just have a good old bowl of beans tonight with some cornbread. If you like the content, if you would please like, share, and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. Thanks, and coming with me and making fresh beans today. Have a good, blessed week to everybody. Thank you for all my subscribers.